Welcome back, my students, to another episode of Comic Class. And in today's lesson, guys, we'll be looking at TMNT 2011 from IDW, Volume 3, Shadows of the Past. And yeah, this is the introduction to the Shredder and Karai into the IDW TMNT universe. And yeah, it should be a really cool video. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So this story starts off where we left off, with April O'Neil meeting the Ninja Turtles after she had fainted, and she learns from their interactions with each other that she actually did give them all their names. So Splinter actually named them after what she had named them. I believe this was revealed in volume 1. And yeah, so going forward, we get to see that Splinter has been captured by Old Hob and Baxter Stockman, and they're planning on taking, I guess, the mutagen samples from his body, because Splinter's the only one that had a perfected mutation, apparently. So they needed his body in order to extract this mutagen from it for General Crane. And yeah, we get to see that one of Baxter Stockman's henchmen basically seems to be playing both sides or something. It seems like there's something hidden with this guy, so we'll find out later, probably in a future volume, if something is going on with this person. So Old Hob is basically talking to Baxter Stockman about keeping his Splinter there, and then Old Hob is hoping that, Splinter's sons are going to come after to try to find him. So we get to see that Donatello is talking with his brothers, and he actually hotwires one of the Mousers to help them out break into Baxter Stockman's laboratory, or that building that he has all his stuff in. Now we get to see that General Crane and his henchmen, as well as Baxter Stockman, are heading towards, I think it's called Stockgen or something. And General Crane is basically telling Stockman he doesn't have any hopes in him actually succeeding this time, but Stockman basically tells him that Old Hob is going to make sure that Splinter is there for whenever they get there to extract the mutagen from him. And yeah, so the Ninja Turtles basically arrive at Baxter Stockman's, giant building type thing. And they break in using one of his Mousers that Donatello had hotwired, and he's basically controlling it with his own controller device, kind of like what Old Hob did in the previous volume. And yeah, they basically made their way throughout the building until they finally get to a person, letting them know where exactly Splinter is at in the building. So they go on through each floor trying to find where Splinter's at, and these giant Mauser type giant machinery basically takes on Raphael and Casey Jones, breaking one of Casey Jones's sticks, his hockey stick. So we get this really cool moment with Raphael handing Casey one of his sides, and they defeat the robot. Now, going to where Splinter's at, it's revealed that Splinter has been taken from Old Hob. He basically got jumped by the Foot Clan, and it's revealed to us that Karai, who is the granddaughter in this continuity of the Shredder, basically reveals that the Shredder is alive and that he's leading the Foot Clan. We'll jump more into this later on, but yeah, so Karai basically grants Splinter the opportunity to try to earn his honor of joining the Foot Clan, and hands him a sword and tells him to fight one of their elite soldiers. And yeah, so Splinter's going to get into that type of a fight. Now, while Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael are with Casey Jones and April, kind of patrolling, trying to find where Splinter's at, they get into an argument about everything that's been going on lately, with Leonardo looking at things spiritually, and Donatello being a scientist, looking at things logically. That's a really cool dynamic these two have, and eventually just settle to disagree. So we go into the fight with Splinter versus this very trained Foot member, and it's a really cool fight scene. We get a really cool set of panels showing Splinter's familiarity with the Foot Clan, since he used to be part of it, and yeah, he kind of makes quick work of this dude. Now, Baxter Stockman, General Crane, and his henchmen basically show up, and they find that Old Hob has been taken out. Basically, he was knocked out, and Splinter was taken. So we do get to see that Mr. Allen, basically one of the henchmen of Master Stockman, seems to have alternative motives, basically. So like I said, hopefully we get to see what that's all about in a future volume. And yeah, so April takes all the turtles and Casey Jones to a place that she was I guess that she had inherited from either her father, mother, or something like that. Some type of like I don't know what you call it, like a thrift shop or a storage room. And it seems like this is going to be where the turtles are staying until they're able to, capture Splinter. And yeah, so Splinter basically defeats the foot soldier, and Karai wants him to, kill this dude. But he basically tells her and Shredder they won't do it and dishonor his own name. That the Foot Clan is kind of like a disgrace to what they used to be like. This is where Shredder basically realizes that the stuff that Splinter is saying is the same as Hamato Yoshi, and it's revealed to him that that Shredder himself seems to be reincarnated. I don't know. It's really weird how this whole situation comes about, because he says that he has returned alive basically as well, and that it's like that he had returned from the death or something. But Shredder looks really young when he takes off his helmet. So hopefully this gets explained in a future volume. And yeah, Karai basically is told by Shredder to try to take out Splinter, but Splinter basically makes quick work of Karai, just completely taking out one of her arrows. And the Shredder basically calls for the foot soldiers to, the foot ninjas to attack Splinter all at once. Now, when Michelangelo went out to get something to eat for the turtles, he had gotten attacked by a girl called Angel, and she's part of the Purple Dragon. So they basically all try to take on Michelangelo. And we get to see that Casey and April basically are heading towards their home. And April, drops off Casey at home, but Casey kind of like puts on his mask, saying that he hopes that he lives that long, so he's going to go back to where the turtles are at and probably try to help them fight in Splinter. And yeah, so we get to see that the Purple Dragons are taking on the Ninja Turtles, but they basically are defeated pretty easily from them. And this sort of reveals that Casey Jones actually knows Angel, and he reveals that, that they actually know each other. Now Splinter takes on, I forgot what his name is, I think it's Absol or something. And he's basically like this mutated, like, Fox or something. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. But they basically get in a fight with Splinter. And Splinter basically takes on Absol or whatever, and basically, takes him out, saying that they're just a student and a master. So Splinter basically calls Shredder out, and he says if he's going to fight a master to master. And yeah, so we get to see that Casey Jones basically tells Angel that he needs her help to basically help the turtles find their father, and Angel basically agrees to help them, kind of taking lead of her clan. She's the leader, and tells them that they're going to go help the turtles, at least get them to where Splinter is at, because they have information on where the Foot Clan has actually been, hanging out and meeting up at, in the recent days, like the most popular hideout they have. So Splinter takes on the Shredder, and the Shredder basically tells Karai, after she says that she wants to take on Splinter, that she's already proven that she's not ready for someone like Splinter, and that he will fight him, and that he is mine. So they basically engage in a battle, and it's pretty awesome. The fight is pretty even through most of these action panels. Splinter does well in holding his own, but eventually the might of the Shredder and all the experience that he has proves to be too much for Splinter, and he realizes that this could be the end for him. And right before Shredder lands the killing blow, we get to see that Splinter is thinking about everything that he's gonna fail at, and basically if he kind of failed to protect his sons as well. But this is where Shredder is surprised whenever the turtles throw one of his henchmen through a window, and they arrive to basically help save their father. Now, I thought this was really cool that, I believe Kevin Eastman is helping write this series, and I think it's a really cool homage how he threw the foot soldier through the window, just like we got to see in the original TMT Mirage series with Leonardo being thrown through the window from a foot soldier. So it's pretty ironic, especially Leonardo's one that threw the foot soldier. So they all get into a battle with Shredder and his henchmen, and we get to see Leonardo fighting against Karai, and Raphael and Casey fighting against, I guess the name is Alouette, or Alopets, I think is how you say it. And yeah, they all basically engage in battle, and eventually Cry basically tells them that they must realize that they're outnumbered. And Leonardo has this really cool line saying that his brother is the one that cares about numbers, and that he's the one that believes in miracles, and he basically knocks out Cry with a headbutt. And yeah, so she's defeated. Now we get to see that Donatello is trying to get Splinter out to safety whenever he almost gets killed by the Shredder, but Leonardo basically saves Donatello saying, "Get away from my brother." And yeah, they all engage in a battle with the Shredder. And while that's going on, Angel actually arrives by herself to help Casey Jones survive this whole ordeal with the Foot Clan, kind of putting her purple dragons in danger for a future conflict. So we'll see if that happens in the future volumes. And yeah, so she's basically here to help them. Now we get to see that the Turtles work together to fight against the Shredder after they got their father to safety by giving him to Casey to get him out of there. And they knock off the Shredder's helmet, and we get to see again that the Shredder is very young-looking, so hopefully that gets explained in later volumes. And yeah, he basically tells them that there's no way they're going to really defeat him, and Leonardo admits that they need to get out of there and that the main priority is their father's safety. But he also throws like a shuriken to basically try to scare the Shredder, and he even says like, "I am unimpressed." So we'll see if the Shredder kind of like puts Leonardo in his place in a future volume. They have a future fight, we'll see, but they all escape with their lives, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Now we get to see that Bastard Stockman, after realizing that the Turtles had escaped, and with Splinter, he basically assures General Crane that he's not gonna let these mistakes continue on. He actually shoots Old Hob, and it's implied that he kills him, so we'll see if he survives this or not. But what's ironic is that General Crane basically says if they have what they need from Old Hob, the mutagen, even though it's not perfect, it's still something. And after Bastard Stockman confirms this, he basically gets sedated and taken to General Crane and his henchmen. And it looks like they're going to take him, I guess, to their home planet or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Basically, Crane just says that they're going to have to go with Plan B. So next volume, I guess, is going to focus on that. And the volume ends with April finally meeting Splinter, with her crying, saying that she's glad that she finally met him and that she's able to thank him for saving her life. And that's how the volume ends. And yeah, that was TMNT 2011 from IDW, Volume 3, Shadows of the Past. And yeah, what a great volume, guys. I was afraid that Shredder's first introduction wouldn't focus on him, a lot. But I thought having the fight between Splinter and Shredder occur in this volume was a really good idea, and it sets up Shredder as a threat. So hopefully we get a really good climactic battle in a future volume. Hopefully it's not too far away. And like I said, I believe Volume 4 probably won't focus on Shredder at all, because it looks like General Crane will be the main villain from this point on for at least a while until we deal with him, because like you said, they're going to go with Plan B, so I can't wait to see what that is. And overall, I just enjoyed this volume. I thought it was really good, just like all the other 2 volumes that I've read of this story. And overall, I just really have been enjoying this TMNT 2011 run. IDW done a really good job with this series. I think it compares to the Mirage comic. It's definitely something I would like to put into my collection in the future, and I can't wait to just continue on this journey with you guys. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, that way you don't miss this entire journey as I go through volume 1 all the way through volume, I believe it's 23, 24, 25, I think it's 23 volumes, and then goes into like that TMNT Reborn or something. And when we get to that, we'll decide if we're going to cover that or not and continue reviewing this series. But I mainly want to just focus on all the way to, I believe it's is it City at War? I think it's City at War, which is the final story arc, for this run, until it does like that reborn stuff. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like on the video, and be sure to comment down below what you guys thought of this volume. As always, I will have a link in the description down below to go check out our Comixology legally. And yeah, but until next video, guys, God bless you. Until next lesson, keep on reading those comments. Over and out again. My future needed clarity.